Yeah.
Okay. Creating publication quality figures in SPSS. So in SPSS, we have these figures as the output. This is what SPSS gives us. So the first thing that I want to do is changing the background. The background is gray, and I want to change it to white. So at first we need to double click on the graphs to activate it. After double clicking on the graph, we have this part. So to change the background, we need to double click here. And then we have this window. In this window, we have a field. The field, if you check the field is gray, the color that we have in background. We need to click on field and then click on this item, transparent, and then apply. So that would be the result. Now we have a figure with a white background. I think, do you have a question?
No, I said it looks better already.
Of course, yes. Oh, already?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I think in API side, we need to have transparent background. The second thing is changing the axis line weight. We can make it a little thicker to look better. So if you double click on the, for example, y-axis, you have this window, and in this window you have lines. If you click on lines, I'm sorry. Okay. So in weight, you have different size. For example, the default size is 0.5. So I usually change it to, instead of 0.5, after clicking on this item, I change it to 1 and then apply. So you have a thicker y-axis, and you can do it for the x-axis. The process is exactly the same. And finally, if you notice, you have x and y-axis a little thicker. So the next thing, removing the borders. Like the x and y axis, you can double click on this line to remove it. And when you double click on this line, you need to double click on border. We have border, and if you notice, the border is black because we have a border here. So at first you need to click on border and then click on transparent and then apply. And you can do it for this border, for this border. The process is the same. Border, transparent, apply. And finally, this is the result. You don't have any border here. And you have thicker Y and X lines. The next thing is changing the, I'm sorry. The bar lines. For example, we have blue and green here. In order to change the blue, we need to not double click. We only need to click on the blue bar. When we click on the blue bar, you see this window. If you notice in the field bar, the color is blue. The color is exactly the color of this bar. So you can, at first you need to click on fill, and then you need to click the color that you want. In APA style, we usually use black, dark gray, light gray. This is our option that we prefer. For example, I click on this color and then apply. And this is the result. Now the blue color changed to gray. If you compare it for the previous one, we have blue, and now we have green. And we can repeat the process for the green one. And the process is exactly the same, and this is the final result. We have thicker Y and X border. We don't have any X axis. We don't have any border. And this is the bar colors. But sometimes there is a problem. The problem is this, is that sometimes, for example, when I click on the green one, I saw in the fill area, you see it is locked. If I back here, for example, for the blue one, when I click on the blue one, it is blue, it is not locked. So I can change it. But here, when I click on the green one, you see it's locked. So I can't change it. And so this is a problem with SPSS. So if you want to, and so you cannot change the green one here because it doesn't let you. So the solution is that before creating the graphs, you need to go to, in SPSS, you need to go to Edit. In Edit, you have Options, and in Options, you have Colors. And in Colors, when you put on, click on Colors, you see this window, and in this window, the default situation is the simple charts is active, and you need to click on group charts instead of simple charts. So before creating the graphs, Edit, Options, Colors, Group Charts. And when you active the group charts, you can choose the colors here. At first, for example, we have two bars. We have two types of bars here. So we need only two categories here. We just need to click on category 1 and then click on the color that we want as the category 1. For example, black. So click on category 1 and then black, and then click on category 2 and another color, for example, gray, and then continue. And after that, when you create the graphs the way that you usually create it. And instead of, if you designate category 1 and 2 for the colors here, when you create the graphs, you have those colors here, and you only need to remove the borders and for example, change the background if you want. This is the actually hardest part, because I tried to change the colors, and sometimes I could do it and sometimes I couldn't do it. So I had to Google it and figure it out, and this is the way that you can easily change the graphs. And this is my first presentation. If you have any question, I would.
Thank you, Mo.
Sure.
I have a question about the error bars.
Yes.
Plotted on